ever since Tom Holland's Spider-Man was introduced in Civil War back in, 2016 I think, right? People have been divided on the use of CGI for Spider-Man's suit, and especially in films like Homecoming, Far From Home, and as well Tom Holland's other appearances. But I think more recently now all the fans, or a majority of the fans I would say at least, want a more physical suit with not as much CGI used on it, and I think it's definitely understandable, and I do agree with this take. So with that, we've gotten some potential news to Tom Holland's Spider-Man having a physical suit with not as much CGI being used in his upcoming second trilogy as Spider-Man, and as well as some information about Scorpion, but nothing too crazy. Just keep in mind anything that is not confirmed by official sources like Kevin Feige or a Sony executive or sources involved with said projects are just rumors to take with a grain of salt. So this is actually coming from a news scooper, so from my knowledge their track record is actually unknown, but I do want to use this as just a talking point of conversation in terms of like talking about Spider-Man suits and live action and what we want and expect. So like I said, this is a new scooper. This is coming from VV Scooper on Twitter, and like I said, we don't really know their track record, so take the following with a grain of salt. He tweeted that in Spider-Man 4, Peter will have changed a lot physically with a different haircut and more muscle, and that there will be 3 physical suits that for most of the time will not use CGI. A fan then replied and said, "Is Scorpion in the film?" And he responded with, "Technically yes, they have plans for him, but cannot assure if he will be in Spider-Man 4 or the other films." So first let's talk about the suit stuff and Peter changing physically. I think the whole thing of Peter changing physically does make sense because supposedly, but also I think it's a no-brainer that there will be a time jump from No Way Home to whenever Spider-Man 4 takes place. I'm hoping a couple years it'll be, because realistically like everyone's different. Everyone becomes a different person after like just 2 weeks, so like imagine a couple years how much someone can change in demeanor, tone, behavior, maturity, etc. So I do expect Peter to change drastically and hopefully in the right way and for the better. But now let's talk about like the suits. 3 physical suits. So obviously one will be like, you know, the full suit in all its beautiful glory, iconicness. You know, thinking about it, I don't think iconicness is a word, but I'm drunk right now. And you get the point. And the other 2, one will definitely be a damaged suit because the costume is homemade and it's just a typical thing for Spider-Man to have his suit damaged by the end of the film. But now what will be the 3rd suit? I have no clue. Maybe like a slightly damaged costume and not as damaged as it would be by like the final battle per se or something. I just really hope that they don't like drastically change the suit like they have in like Tom's first trilogy. I hope they treat it like how the Raimi films did it, small changes, but overall like the design stays the same, because the current design for Tom's suit is actually like really beautiful. The only thing that I could say maybe I would like changed about it is the back logo, because I think it's pretty much the same as the front logo, like if I remember correctly at least. And this is well because, fun fact if you did not know this, but Peter designed his suit originally like years ago in the comics. He designed the back spider logo to be less aggressive and less spider looking for kids or women if they were behind him while he was protecting them. This was so that they would be like a little more comforted looking at like a more tick looking thing rather than like a giant spider, which many people do actually fear. And you know, it's funny actually talking about this. It's funny how many Spider-Man fans are actually terrorized by spiders. I won't lie, I'm one of them. Comment below if you are as well. So with that, I would like his back logo to resemble the more classic look like this, but that's just my opinion. And well, because it holds more value like with that information, knowing he designed it that way specifically for that reason, I just find that like super dope. But maybe the 3rd suit, in terms of that, like I think it could just be like when he changes his costume at the end of the film, he makes like little changes to update it or something. Hopefully that's what the 3rd suit is, because I don't see why else they would have 3 different physical suits unless like, you know, it's like a slightly damaged suit and then like a massively damaged suit or something like that. But even then, like I don't know, like 2 is understandable, but I don't know about 3. Again, like unless it's like a you know, changes in like damaged suits, or like it's his new suit with slight changes, because when he repairs his suit at the end, it'll just be like the suit he wore in the beginning or whatever, unless like he changes it, so it wouldn't be like a new suit or whatever, you know. But yeah, I hope this is true that they will have physical suits and won't use CGI, because I don't know, like all the CGI suits they use sucked except for like a couple of them like these, but I don't think the homemade suit was CGI. I would hope not, at least. Actually, you know what, one more change I would like for his current costume, maybe it's just me, but the black lines like aren't as like black or whatever, like they're not as noticeable enough. Or like again, maybe it's just me, but like make it a little more noticeable, make them like darker clearer or like more visible, because like I don't know, like again, to me it seems like they almost aren't there, but like I know they're there, but like it seems like they almost aren't. But you know, again, maybe it's just me. But now let's talk about Scorpion. So as we all know, they teased him at the Homecoming post-credit scene, and there's been rumors that they are considering him, and this is essentially just more of that. But the way he worded it I thought was really weird. He said technically yes, he's in the Spider-Man 4 film, but then goes on to say they have plans with him, but I can't assure if he will be in the 4th one or the other films. So like I sort of get what he means, but he also contradicted himself, or maybe that's just me, I don't know. It's either he's in the movie or he's not, but they also could just be like, you know, talking about putting him in the film as a villain, but also could be considering someone else for the film, like for example like Mr. Negative or Kingpin or whoever else they might have in mind. So I'm going to pass it on to you guys. What do you guys think of Spider-Man 4 having 3 physical suits with not as much CGI being used, and Scorpion possibly being in Spider-Man 4 or just the trilogy in general? Make sure you comment your opinion down below so I can discuss all of that with you. With that being said, thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you are new to the channel, I cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for the games, movies, TV shows, along with some selective MCU, DCU, and SSU news as well. And I try to upload as much as I can. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 legends. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want more of this type of content. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you have or had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.